Delhi's air pollution woes may lead to an increase in COVID cases is what AIIMS Director Dr. Randeep Guleria has warned. He says that high pollution could lead to more severe cases of coronavirus. He said that data suggests that pollution makes the virus stay in the air for a longer period as it can stick to the pollutants in the air. He's also said that data suggests that places with higher pollution levels witness more severe cases of COVID and could even lead to a higher death rate. Studies have shown that people with kidney issues and hypertension are more prone to heart diseases on being exposed to pollution. Dr. Guleria's warning comes the day after the national capital woke to a hazardous level of air pollution in many cities on Friday amidst Diwali festivities. The Met Department has said that improved air quality in Delhi NCR for Saturday is expected. It may improve to very poor from severe.
One set of data does tend to suggest that the virus may stay in the air for a longer period when pollutants are present in the air, because it can sort of stick on to the pollutants and therefore be airborne for a longer period of time. But there's also another body of data which is strong, which is even from the SARS outbreak, which has shown that in areas where the pollution levels were high, people who got COVID had more severe COVID. And therefore, when the two combine together, you can have more severe COVID, which can lead to higher death rates.
दिवाली की अगली सुबह तो बेहद खराब स्थिति थी। AQI 900 के पार पहुंच गया था कई इलाकों में तो, लेकिन आज थोड़ा सुधार है। आज तकरीबन 500 के आसपास कुछ इलाकों में AQI है, लेकिन तापमान कम होता चला जा रहा है। अभी जो तापमान है वो 14-15 डिग्री मिनिमम और 28 से 30 डिग्री मैक्सिमम है, लेकिन आने वाले दिनों में जब ये तापमान नीचे जाएगा और साथ ही साथ कुछ इलाकों में पराली जलाने की भी खबर आ रही है, वो धुआं जब दिल्ली की तरफ आएगा तो निश्चित तौर पर ये चिंता का विषय होगा और ऐसे में दिल्ली वालों को बच के और सावधानी से रहना होगा। कैमरामैन अनूप कुमार के साथ हिमांशु मिश्रा, दिल्ली।
Mohit Sharma is getting us more details on that story. Good morning, Mohit. Like Himanshu was also pointing out that in days to come, you'll see stubble burning pick up in various neighboring states of Delhi. And even if there is a slight relief in the next few days, at least by today or tomorrow, things could worsen from next week onwards.
Well, absolutely, Sneha. That's exactly what the problem here is. That due to the weather conditions, there was a disturbed stubble burning that we witnessed, and there was this is something that happened after regular intervals, because of which
Okay, we'll go back to Mohit in a bit from now, but Mohit, of course, talking about the fact that, that the pollution levels will worsen in the Delhi National Capital Region in days to come, and that's how it usually happens when stubble burning in neighboring states of Punjab and Haryana picks up. Well, let's take a look at the key factors adding to pollution and massive dip in the air quality levels. Factor number 1, stubble burning. This has always been the biggest concerns for Delhi and its surrounding areas, for example, in Noida, Ghaziabad, Gurgaon. Factor number 2, firecrackers. Right after Diwali, there was a significant dip in the air quality level after Diwali as people lit firecrackers, defying the ban on them. Other factors that continue to add to the pollution level woes includes construction activities, coal and fly ash, vehicular smoke and smoke from factories. Well, these are regular features, but it worsens when the temperatures drop, essentially contributing to the pollutants hanging on in the lower level or the mid level of the air for a longer period, thus adding to pollution. Now, what really is turning Delhi into a gas chamber? Dirty political firefight has erupted over clean air. While the Aam Aadmi Party government says that there has been a surge in stubble burning, it is also blaming the BJP for making people burst crackers on purpose. The BJP, on the other hand, says that the air quality in Delhi was bad even before crackers were burst.
It's that time of the year when the festive sparks fly freely. But this time, crackers have lit a bigger fire than ever before, and squarely in India's political minefield. As the air quality worsened the day after Diwali, the Aam Aadmi Party blames the surge in stubble burning and people purposely bursting crackers despite the ban in the capital. In fact, the Aam Aadmi Party claims that it was the BJP that made Delhiites burst crackers.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने जानबूझ करके ये पटाखे कल जलवाए, उसके लिए उन्होंने कैंपेन किया, बार बार चुनौती दी कि हम पटाखे जलाएंगे, आप रोक के दिखाइए। लोगों को उससे धर्म से जोड़ करके लोगों को उकसाया गया। मुझे लगता है कि मेरा निवेदन है भारतीय जनता पार्टी से कि इस अपनी सोच को बदलिए।
The BJP hit back, accusing the Arvind Kejriwal government of unleashing a diabolical campaign to dissuade Delhiites from bursting crackers, and that Delhi's air quality index was hazardous even before the crackers came out.
मंत्री गोपाल राय लगातार हम हिंदुओं को ये कहकर चिढ़ाते रहे कि आतिशबाजी का, पटाखों का तो दिवाली से कोई रिश्ता ही नहीं है। कहीं ना कहीं ये उनकी औरंगजेबी सोच का प्रमाण है। औरंगजेब ने भी अपने काल में आतिशबाजी पर रोक लगाई थी।
So is it just crackers that made capital's air poisonous? According to the government air quality forecast agency SAFAR, stubble burning accounted for 36% of Delhi's PM 2.5 pollution on Friday, the highest this season so far. On Thursday, farm fires accounted for 25% of Delhi's PM 2.5 pollution. The concentration of stubble burning in Delhi's PM 2.5 pollution was 32% on Diwali last year, as compared to 19% in 2019. As furious war over crackers and pollution continues, the question most Indians will be asking tonight is whether political or actual, is there an end to the haze in sight? Bureau Report, India Today.
NCB Zonal Director Sameer Wankhede has been removed as the investigating officer in the cruise drugs bust case in which Bollywood superstar Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan is an accused. A team led by senior police officer Sanjay Singh will now take over this case. Here's more.
Sameer Wankhede, the man who spearheaded drug crackdown in Bollywood, arresting high-profile celebs like Aryan Khan and grilling Ananya Pandey. He will no longer investigate the Aryan Khan case. At least 5 drug cases, including that of Aryan, have been removed from the purview of the investigator, who's battling allegations of extortion and forgery of marriage certificate. These drug cases will now be investigated by a central team headed by Deputy Director General Sanjay Singh. The NCB Zonal Director, however, is putting up a brave front. Wankhede claims he himself sought the probe by the central agency, thus ruling out his transfer from Mumbai to Delhi. Reacting to Wankhede's removal from the probes, Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik, who has levelled several allegations of irregularities against the officer, says this is just the beginning. Wankhede is in the eye of a storm following explosive charges of extortion levelled by Prabhakar Sail, one of the witnesses in the Aryan case. Prabhakar Sail is the bodyguard of private detective Kiran Gosavi, who was spotted with the NCB Zonal Director after the cruise drug raid. Gosavi, who is currently in police custody in a cheating case, had denied the charges.
गाड़ी में इतना ही चल रहा था कि 25 का बॉन्ड डाल, लास्ट 18 में फाइनल कर, 8 अपने को वानखेड़े को देना है, 10 अपने को बांट लेना है करके।
अच्छा, 25 मतलब क्या? 25 लाख कितना?
25 CR,
25 करोड़ रुपया। वानखेड़े साहब मतलब समीर वानखेड़े। ये किससे बात कर रहे थे?
ये सॅम से बात कर रहा था.
प्रभाकर साईल आणि त्याचे दोन्ही भाऊ ह्यांचे CDR रिपोर्ट आणि ह्यांचे मोबाईल कन्व्हर्सेशन काढावे, मोबाईल चॅट्स काढाव्या. माझे मोबाईल चॅट्स काढा प्रभाकर सोबत. जर मी कुठे बोललोय की बाबा इतना पैसा लेके आ, उतना पैसा लेके आ, माझा धंदा आहे इम्पोर्ट एक्सपोर्टचा, त्यामध्ये पूर्वीच्या काही चॅट्स असतील ज्यामध्ये माझ्या पैशांची घेवाणदेवाण असायची ज्या टायमाला हा जायचा, ह्याचे फोन रेकॉर्ड काढा. सगळ्या गोष्टी क्लिअर होतील. हा जे जे एलिगेशन्स करतो हे प्रत्येकावर, ते सगळे एलिगेशन्स फॉल्स आहेत.
This is not the only concern for Wankhede, who was grilled by the NCB team for hours last month. Nawab Malik has alleged Wankhede forged caste and marriage certificate to land the government job.
समीर वानखेड़े ने तो धर्म परिवर्तन नहीं किया, हम मानते हैं, क्योंकि जन्म से वो मुसलमान हैं। उनके पिताश्री ने धर्म परिवर्तन किया था। दोनों बच्चे बचपन से मुसलमान हैं, मुसलमान की तरह जिए। और मैं अकेला नहीं, बहुत सारे लोग इस कंप्लेंट को आगे ले जा रहे हैं।
मैं मुस्लिम नहीं हूँ, मैं हिंदू हूँ। मेरा नाम ज्ञानदेव कथुरीजी वानखेड़े है।
हमें जान का खतरा है और मुझे, मेरे बच्चों को, मेरे परिवार को डराया धमकाया जा रहा है। ट्रोल्स आते हैं, सारे फेक अकाउंट से आते हैं और हमें धमकियां दी जाती है कि आपको लटकाया जाएगा, आपको जलाया जाएगा। अब देखिए हम आपकी कैसे परेड कराते हैं, हम आपको पब्लिक में जला देंगे।
Wankhede shares a love-hate relationship with the B-town. He also headed the crackdown after Sushant Singh Rajput's death in 2020. The investigation saw the arrest of actor Riya Chakrabarti and questioning of actors like Deepika Padukone, Shraddha Kapoor and Sara Ali Khan. With Wankhede being removed from the Aryan case, it would be interesting to see how the crackdown now pans out. With Divyesh Singh, Munish Pandey, Arvind Ocha and Sahil Joshi. Bureau Report, India Today.
And after Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik accused Narcotics Control Bureau officer Wankhede of extorting crores and wearing uber expensive clothes, India Today has accessed Wankhede's property declaration. Here's more.
Sameer Wankhede, the Narcotics Control Bureau Zonal Director, is seen as the man behind the crackdown on Bollywood. The face of the NCB in Mumbai is now in the headlines over accusations of extortion. Among other things, Wankhede's lifestyle is also now under the scanner.
पतलून लाख रुपए की, पट्टा 2 लाख रुपए का, जूता 2.5 लाख रुपए का, घड़ी 50 लाख रुपए की, 25 लाख रुपए की, 30 लाख रुपए की। जिस तरह के कपड़े इन तमाम दिनों में उन्होंने पहने, उसकी कीमत ही 5-10 करोड़ रुपए की है। क्या ईमानदार अफसर 10 करोड़ के कपड़े पहनता होगा?
Nawab Malik had earlier cast doubts on the Wankhede family's foreign tours, questioning the integrity of the officer. Do the charges cut any ice? India Today accessed the annual declaration made by Wankhede on his immovable properties to his department as mandated by rules.
As per the rules, government officials have to declare their immovable properties every year. Sameer Wankhede too has declared all his immovable properties in the statement in 2021. Apart from other properties that are owned by him, he has shown 2 flats in his name in Mumbai's suburban Lokhandwala area, which is considered as one of the posh areas in Mumbai. This is the Kamdini Society where I am standing right now. Sameer Wankhede in his declaration has shown 2 flats in his name in this very building. One flat at measuring around 1500 square feet along with parking, and the other one at measuring around 900 square feet. However, Sameer Wankhede has made it clear in his declaration that both the properties have been inherited from his late mother and have been brought way before he became an IRS officer.
Here is the list of assets submitted by Wankhede. A 1,500 square feet flat in Kamdhenu building, Lokhandwala, was bought in 1999 for 80 lakh rupees. Wankhede inherited the property from his mother and is the sole owner. He has shown an annual income of 6,60,000 rupees from the property. In his declaration, the current value of the property is shown as 80 lakh rupees. Wankhede has inherited another flat with an area of 900 square feet in the same Kamdhenu building in Lokhandwala from his mother. This was bought in 2004 for 70 lakh rupees. No income is shown from this property, which again is solely owned by Wankhede. The current value of the flat is shown as 70 lakh rupees. Sameer's sister and lawyer Yasmeen Wankhede runs her office from the premises. In the same vicinity of Lokhandwala, Wankhede has inherited one more flat from his mother. The 615 square feet flat is in the posh 17-floor Royal Classic Tower. This property is jointly owned by Wankhede, his ex-wife Dr. Shabana and their son. The current value of the flat is shown as approximately 80 lakh rupees. There is no income shown from the property. Another property inherited from his mother is in Navi Mumbai. Hotel Sadguru is jointly owned by Wankhede and his father, D.K. Wankhede. This was bought in 1995. The approximate annual income from the hotel declared is 2,40,000 rupees. The approximate current value of the property is shown as 1 crore rupees. Wankhede, his father and sister jointly own 4 acres of agricultural land in Varud village in Washim district. The approximate value of the land is shown at 40 lakh rupees. According to his declaration, he is not earning any income from the land. The only property Wankhede has bought during his service period is in a posh high-rise in Goregaon. The 1,100 square feet flat is valued at 2.20 crore rupees in the declaration. That is rupees 20,000 per square feet. This flat is jointly owned by Wankhede, his current wife Kranti Redkar and his father D.K. Wankhede. As per the declaration, the property is still under construction and full payment has not been made. After Nawab Malik raised questions about Wankhede's lifestyle, the NCB officer's wife Kranti Redkar has been vocal in defending him. When contacted for her reaction, Kranti said her version is out on Twitter. In a post on Tuesday, Kranti had said all of Sameer's properties are made by his mother when she was alive. Definitely not worth 50 or 100 crore. Sameer owns them since 15 years of age. All documents are produced to the government every year as per rules for civil servants. They are not Benami. According to the declaration submitted by Wankhede in January 2021, the approximate value of all properties solely and jointly owned is 5 crore and 90 lakh rupees. These include 5 flats in Mumbai, 1 hotel in Navi Mumbai, and agricultural land in Washim. The total annual income from one of the flats in Lokhandwala and the hotel is 9 lakh rupees. Real estate experts claim property details mentioned are approximate present value, which may vary according to situation. Wankhede is being investigated after a witness in the Aryan Khan drug case, Prabhakar Sel, claimed a bid to extort 25 crore rupees from Shah Rukh Khan. With Nawab Malik teasing a new expose on Sunday, the fireworks are bound to continue well past Diwali. With Kamlesh Sutar in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, after Sara Ali Khan, it's Farhan Akhtar, who has now come under attack of trolls. The Bhag Milkha Bhag actor posted a picture on his Instagram account where he was seen participating in Dhanteras. However, not long after, an army of bigots descended and started spewing poison in the comment section of the post. Many of them heralded him for celebrating a Hindu festival when he belongs to a different faith. Many also branded him as a kafir or a non-believer. The attack on Farhan Akhtar just comes after Sara Ali Khan was also trolled for going to the Hindu religious side of Kedarnath. The incident has put a fresh spotlight on the online virtue police. Will those who question the attacks on Indian cricketer Mohammad Shami speak up now, or will they continue to maintain a deafening silence? Well, details of that report and much more is always up on our website as well. That's indiatoday.in. You can also download the app. Thanks for watching.